All right. Hey there. It's Will Rice here with the Tips team again, running another after school special. Today's after school special is a sort of a condensed version of a session we offer quite regularly called Google A to Z. And in that Google A to Z, we run through as many different apps, extensions, and websites as we can in about an hour. And it's always really well reserved, really well liked. So we thought we'd run a condensed version where we're just going to go through 5 or 6 of the ones that people seem to like the most. So we'll pop over into the presentation here and you'll be able to see what it looks like. All right, so as you can see here, we have all these different letters of the alphabet. We actually have a big spinning wheel that we use to determine where we're going to go. But today I've sort of pre-selected a few. So let's start with this one here. So this one here is a ClipChamp. ClipChamp is a great resource. You may or may not know that lately YouTube has disabled the ability to record directly from a webcam. So ClipChamp is an app you can add to your account that lets you go ahead and record directly from the webcam. Now, this is probably going to double. So this is interesting here. So I would just start my recording. We're actually going to give this a try. We're going to record while we're in a live Hangout. I'm not really sure how this is going to work. When I'm done recording, I go ahead and hit the finish button. What's really nice about it, though, is unlike YouTube, where you had to record into YouTube, this is going to give me some options to save this locally on the device. So if I'm on a Chromebook, I'm going to be able to go locally right on my device. So it doesn't actually have to go into YouTube. So that's actually a really nice little tool to have. All right, heading on to the second one we thought about. That's this one. It's called Extensity. Now, a lot of users start installing extensions, and as you know, the real estate up here in the right-hand corner of the screen is pretty small for those sorts of things. So Extensity is an extension manager. So what it lets you do is, it's right here, is when I install the extension and I use it, it actually gives me a toolbar that allows me to turn on and off extensions that I may or may not want. So if I have an extension, something like Cami here, which is a PDF annotation software, and I don't use it very often, I can turn it off. And then when I need it, I just flick it back on. And as you can see, there are all kinds of things you can do in here. So it's a quick way to manage all of your extensions in one quick place. So for example here, I've got Google Classroom. If I don't want Google Classroom, and actually that one's pushed to everybody, I can't do that one. If I've got Screener here and I don't use it often, I can just turn off Snagit and it will just disappear, as you saw. And when I need it again, I just come down and turn it back on, and there it is. So it's a quick, easy way to manage those extensions so you don't have to keep going through the settings to do that. Moving on, something that Google kind of snuck in is Google My Maps. So what you might not know is that if you go into Drive and you click on New, under More, you actually have Google My Maps, and this is the ability to create your own custom maps. This feature was a feature in Google Earth, and now it's right in Drive with Google Maps. Now, you can actually import data from a spreadsheet if you have a data with addresses or latitude and longitude. But what's really interesting here is that you can create and share these maps with your students. So if we were to look at where I am here at the Center for Education, and perhaps somebody wanted to know about how much area does the Center for Education take up, we can actually head in here and we can actually add in here and draw a box around the building, including Victoria School for the Arts. We can do this, and what happens is I get this polygon shape. I can save it, and it actually will tell me the area and the perimeter of that shape. So that's great, right? You can also then save this map and share it with your students. You can also add as many pins as you want. So for example, you wanted to add a pin somewhere else in the city, perhaps Kingsway Garden Mall. You pick the pin tool, you drop a pin, and you can label it. So I've seen this where the teacher creates a map of all the countries where all the students in the class are from, shares it with the class. Things like that. So a great way to save that. So yeah, so that's Google My Maps, a great tool for you to create and share maps, and your students can do that as well. So heading back, Next, the Omnibox. This one's more of just a tutorial, not a app or extension. When you open a new tab, what used to be called the address bar is this big white bar where you'd put www and the website address. Now it's called the Omnibar because it does a lot of other things. For example, if you put timer in here, it's going to actually bring up a timer that you can set and use, stopwatch as well. If you go up in here and you want to know Canadian dollars to US dollars, you can actually just go right in there and it's going to bring up a piece like this, which is actually your conversion tool. And probably the one that I use the most is if you head up here and you just hit calc, you're actually going to get a calculator. So the Omnibar allows you to do a lot of things. You can actually even just search in here. You can type any search term in here and it will Google that for you. So you don't actually have to go to Google first, and you'll see here all the information about that. So good use of the Omnibar can save you some clicks and can actually open up a lot of great tools for you that are web tools and easily accessible. All those work on Chromebooks as well. So if your kids need a calculator, they just got to type calc in that Omnibar and away they go. The research tool. This is in Google Docs and presentations. Even though most of us know about it, it's nice to review. So under tools, research, you're going to be able to see a number of things in here. So again, if we search for cats, you'll find that you're going to get a lot of different researches. What a lot of people don't know is you can change what you look for. So you can say, I just want to see pictures of cats. So this is very much like ClipArt. I can look just at quotes about cats. So if your students are looking for a quote, they can do that. And everything is pretty much everything. Now, the other thing you might not know is if you want to use this picture, you can mouse over, can actually pick different sizes to insert that picture, and it'll actually dump that right in and footnote it for you. So these pictures are drawn from the Creative Commons licensed pictures that people have put up and allowed you to use. So that's a really good place for students to find those pictures. If they don't want to do the click and choose, they can actually just drag and drop as well to get those pictures in there. But this feature of being able to pick the size is certainly new. So that's a nice feature there. A lot of people also don't know about the quotes. So the quotes are a really good dictionary. As the students get into high school, Scholar will actually bring them up papers and PDFs and scientific articles about cats. So pretty much a little bit of something for everybody in the research tool and not to be forgotten. And the last one to bring us to the end, this really quick one, is actually Wheel Decide. So at the beginning of this presentation, if you actually take a look, you'll see a couple of things. One is the link to the full presentation. The other one is a link to our wheel. Now, I've embedded this wheel in a website. Basically what it is if you've ever wanted a spinner for your customizable spinner for your class, you can get this here. So if you don't want to use the smart spinner, if you want a spinner that removes the choice after you've spun it, so now if I spin this again, U is gone, it can't come up again. This is an embed code. All of that is held through this wheeldecide.com. You can modify the wheel. You can put as many up to 100 choices. You can then go into the advanced options, remove the choice after, change the color themes, how long each takes to spin, all of those things. And then when you're done, you can embed the wheel, or it's going to give you a link that if you just save the link, it'll always take you back to that same spinner. So it's a great resource for spinning. You can put your students' names, you can put the letters of the alphabet, you can do all kinds of things. It took me a long time to find a wheel that removed the option after I spun it, but it certainly does do that really well. So that's a lot of fun. So usually what happens with A to Z is we spin the wheel, we get an A, we go to A, we check it out. If you do check out this full link down here in the section, you'll see that there's A to Z and multiples on each slide. So there's a bit of a full thing. So that's a taster's choice, the best of Google A to Z. If you ever see a Google A to Z presentation going on out there, there's lots of different people doing them. You might want to go in there because that's about the pace, but it goes on for a lot longer. So you get to learn a lot of great ideas. So thanks again for coming out and hanging out with us again after school for a little bit of a PD for you. And I hope you got something out of it. Have a great evening.